Let's get started with the introduction to the goal setting workshop. By the end of this lesson, I'll explain the parts of the workshop. It's broken into two pieces. Part one is strategic. Now, contrary to most people's thoughts about themselves, most people are tactical and not strategic. So when we get to the strategic section, many of you will find this more difficult than the tactical section where we give instructions and you just follow the details along. But in the strategic part, this is where you have to do some thinking, some brainstorming, some dreaming. And so we have to get in the mindset for that. That is not something that is going to come easily, as you'll find when I say, what do you want out of life? And that's a big question, and we need to narrow it down. So while most people are stronger tactically, it doesn't mean you can't be good at strategic. You just have to give it some practice. So we're going to do that as we go through the strategic section in order to make sure we cover it in a way that you can get your mind around, even if it's at a starting point, around what you want to accomplish with your goals. So just some quick lessons learned. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and this is one of the hardest parts of the workshop is just knowing what you want. We're going to go through many different roles, so this isn't just a one-size-fits-all. It's not just about your career or your family or your health. It's about all those things. And so you have to shift your mindset around for, what do I want to accomplish as a parent? What do I want to accomplish as a sibling? What do I want to accomplish as a son or a daughter? What do I want to accomplish in my career? What do I want to accomplish in my health or spiritual life? These are all things that are going to have you bouncing around, and you're going to have to shift your thinking and then think strategically, and we'll narrow it down to where we get it to a place where we can take it then tactically and give you instructions in the workshop on how to attack it. So just some lessons learned. What do you want and why do you want it are going to be two of the harder things that you're going to have to wrestle with when we get to those sections. And we'll start off strategically to get your mind oriented around what do you want to accomplish. And then we'll get into the tactics, which is part two, is the tactical. And so for the tactical, for the roles in your life, which you know what you want to accomplish and why you want to accomplish it, this workshop will be very easy in those sections. The bad news is that doesn't happen very often. Most of these things you're going to wrestle with on what do you want to accomplish and why. But for the areas where you do, we've got a process that we're going to provide you that allows you to step through, follow it, and then set yourself up for the most possibilities of success in the goals you set for yourself. And we'll talk about how you go about setting those goals, why those goals are important to you, and then again, a system of processes that allow you to have the highest possibility of success that there is. You follow the process, you'll achieve more goals than you've ever done before. That's what makes this workshop so wonderful, is even where you struggle in getting the strategic down, once the strategic is down, the tactical will really take care of itself, and then it's up to you to be disciplined about following it. So we'll show you that system as we get into it. A couple lessons learned in this section. Wordsmithing the SMART goals, it takes practice. It's not something that'll be easy right out of the gate. A lot of people think, I know how to set goals. And I go, great, show me your first goal. And then it's missing some specifics, or it's not known to just anyone who reads it whether or not that you've accomplished it. How would we know there's a finish line based on the way you've worded this goal? Getting stronger, getting healthier. These are more of resolutions. Losing weight, that's more of a resolution than a goal. Goals are about specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound options. And we'll get into that when we get to the SMART goals. But just some quick lessons learned. It will take some wordsmithing. So don't worry if you struggle early on. Stick with it. Keep writing it out until you get it to where you can take it to a 5-year-old and they can tell you, based on reading that goal, whether or not you've achieved it or not. It's going to be that easy to recognize. New habits are hard, but they're not impossible. Habits are going to be the hardest thing when we try to talk about, let's say you've got an exercise goal that requires you to do something, lift weights, run, swim, bike 3 times a week. That takes creating a habit. And habits are going to be one of the hardest things, but we'll talk about how we can go about kind of cheating the system on creating new habits. There's some methods we have, some tricks, if you will, on how to go about setting new habits, creating these new habits the most to the most possibility of success we can give you. There's a lot of research out there on habits, especially creating new habits, and we're going to break down what we find has worked the most. In the last 20 years of me doing this, what I've seen work the best. Tracking will lead to greater success, but tracking is hard. I'll just tell you right now. Anybody who's tried to track something new, it's a very easy habit to start and a very easy habit to fall off that you won't stick with. So we'll try to talk about how we can create some tricks in there, some helpful hints on being able to continually track your habits. And that's in the tactical section, which will be the bigger part of the course. So sit back. I look forward to you experiencing this. This has been life-changing for me, and I look forward to seeing how you go through it. So let's jump into the strategic.